Greetings from McKenna's kitchen once again. Today we're going to make some easy homemade spaghetti sauce. It's a combination of Food and Wine, Ina Garten, and Bobby Flay's recipes. I apologize right up front about this because I know there's a lot of Italians, a lot of cooks that spend hours and hours making spaghetti sauce. This is something that's rather quick and it's adaptable to a whole lot of other things that you can add to it. So what I've started with here is a 1/4 cup of olive oil that is heated up. And then we're gonna add in 3 peeled cloves of garlic. Now what I've done is I am taking the garlic and I'm just smashing it a little bit to get some of the oils and some of the flavor, more of the flavor into the oil itself. So this is, and the reason to keep them mostly whole is at the end of the recipe, we're gonna take them out. But this is designed to just give some flavor to the oil itself and obviously to the tomatoes. So kind of at a low to medium heat, we're gonna let this cook for about 3 to 5 minutes before adding in other things. For the sake of time, what I'm gonna do is skip to the next ingredient, and that is, here's a tablespoon of tomato paste. And we're gonna put that in there, and we're gonna use that and mix that with the garlic to give, again, more flavor to the garlic and to the olive oil. And this is, speaking of olive oils, this is Ina Garten's olive oil that she uses, and that's what I'm using today. It's pretty expensive, so I only use it when I'm really gonna have something that you can taste the flavor of the olive oil. So for about 1 minute, we're gonna let this cook. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start adding in the other ingredients. We're gonna start with the tomatoes. Now again, when you've got a recipe where there's very few ingredients, what you wanna do is use the very best ingredients. And these are San Marzano certified tomatoes. There's plenty of San Marzano-like tomatoes. This is a much better product. It's worth your time and effort to do that. So we're gonna put those in, and then I'm gonna break up the tomatoes with the spoon here. And once I've done that, then we're gonna add in a little bit of sugar, a pinch of sugar. And what that does is it helps to neutralize some of the acid in the tomatoes themselves, kind of balances stuff out. Then what we're gonna do is add the basil. And to get, this is fresh basil, and to get the flavors out, what I'm gonna do is rub it between my hands, and that's going to rough up the leaves, and it gives more of a basil smell and taste. You can smell it in your hands when you do that. We're gonna add in about half a teaspoon to start with, or actually 1 teaspoon of salt, and roughly half a teaspoon or several grinds of fresh ground pepper. We can always add in more later. So we're gonna mix that all up, and then we're gonna bring that to a boil to get everything together here. After that, we're going to put on for a simmer for about 30 minutes. In the meantime, while that's getting ready to boil, there's a lot of different things that you can do once you have this particular base for your spaghetti sauce. You can brown some ground meat and make it a bolognese sauce. You can brown some pancetta and add vodka and make it a vodka sauce. You can use capers and olives and more of the pancetta to make a puttanesco. But probably one of the most exciting things or interesting things is to be able to make a Sunday sauce, or what they call gravy. And basically it stems back when the men were butchers. They'd bring home whatever meat there was at the end of the week. The wife would then make the tomato sauce. She would brown the meat and cook that, put it together temporarily to get the meat flavor in the sauce, take the meat out, and then have 2 separate servings. So you had the meat serving, and then you had the sauce with the spaghetti. I'm gonna add turn this down a little bit because we're getting that boil. Now I can simmer it. I'm gonna add, I like to use the rind from Parmesan. It gives it a little bit of flavor and also thickens it a little bit. I'm also gonna add a quarter teaspoon of fennel, give that a little bit of that licorice kind of flavor. A little anchovy paste. It doesn't make it taste like fish, but it does add in a little umami or a meat flavor. We're gonna do some Calabrian chilies. I like it just a tiny bit spicy, so we're gonna add in, about a tablespoon of that. And then later on, once this is all cooked for a while, I'll add in some artichokes, I'll slice up some mushrooms, and there may be some other things that I add to it, depending on how I feel at the time. So let's start to get a flavor for where we're at with all this. Again, oh, it's delicious. Again, at the end, what you want to do is take out the basil and the garlic so that it doesn't overwhelm it. It may not be Rao's, but there is something satisfying about making your own spaghetti sauce. So, as always, thanks for joining me. Cheers, and have a good rest of your day.